Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Please do let me know when you join. Just say hi so that I can recognize you. I've been really busy. Please let's do this. Just type in the comment section. Just say hi. I'll recognize you. I'll call out your name. If you're not saying okay, Olabenwaju Olaleye, thanks so much. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming in early. Please, can you post on the group? Let them know that we have started. We have a lot to do today, so let them know we have started. Group, let them know. Okay, thanks so much, Olabenwaju. I just saw your post on the group. Okay, we are going to be fast today because we have a lot of stuff to cover. So I'll share my screen now. I'll share my screen. Please, if you can't hear me, please, I will need a feedback. I'm also using my phone to join. So we are going to cover a lot of stuff today. Today we are looking at portfolio website. So you might be asking, what is portfolio website? Portfolio website is a site where you put in all your works. You tell people, oh, this is what I do. And if someone wants to hire you, most times they might ask for your portfolio, right? So if you're hairdresser, you can have a portfolio website. Whatever stuff you're doing, you can build a portfolio website for yourself. Most people use Behance to upload their jobs. People that are into web design, UI, US, uses Behance to upload their work. We are going to cover exactly this today. So I also have my own personal website, The Journey Begins, thejourneybegins.com.ng. So this is my own website, my own portfolio website. Hello, I am Peter Felix. I'm a product designer and web developer who is passionate about helping organizations create better experience for people. So this, once you click on this, you download my CV from this part. Um, Most of my works are here. Once you click on this aspect, you see the web design job on this particular aspect covers the product design. So we are going to build a simple, we are going to replicate this, build something like this today. So once this, we are not going to build this part. This is the footer part. So I'm going to show us how to build header and footer on Monday. There's no class tomorrow. So I'm going to also give us a project to work on. We are all going to build our own portfolio website and submit on Monday. It's very simple as that. You might be saying you don't have domain name and hosting space. Well, you can use okay, thanks so much. Let me remind you. You can use your test WP to quickly do something. Yes. Test WP will give you the domain and hosting space for a year. So let's me quickly dive in. So this is what we want to build. We want to replicate this home page. So let's me open up. Okay. So we are going to use, let me quickly go down to the dashboard. Now let me create a new page, add new. Then I might put the target as training. So under here, you can just right click, or let's go back, go down to pages. On that pages, locate training, right click on it, open link in a new tab. Then click edit with Elementor. Edit with Elementor. So this header and footer they are showing because I'm using the same website, right? So we are just going to ignore this header and the footer. I'm going to show us how to build header and footer pretty soon. So we are going to ignore these two parts, then and work on the body, right? So this is what we want to work on. Now, the first stuff we have here, we on the Evo page, I posted a video today on how to build an Evo page. So if you have gone through that video, actually, so you have to go through the video on how to build Evo page. So what do we have here? We have the picture, we have image background, we have the test, header test, image background, then we have the sub test, then we also have two buttons. The first button says let's talk. So this is the primary button, while this is the secondary button, then learn more. Then we have the social icons here. So how do we get that done? So because I'm teaching, we might not get exactly this, but I'll try as much as possible to give you. So let me copy this test. I need this particular test. So let me check the size of the test. The size is not showing here, but okay. So, so what do we need first? We need this. We need this. So the height, let's maintain the width and let's increase our height to 700. You can also type 700 in here, right? So the next thing we need, or let's go through this route. I'm trying to look at a route that will be very easy for us to implement. So let me go back to insert section. Let's use this, the two section this thing. So I'll still put my height to 700. Okay, so this first part we have our test. So I'm going to put in my test header. You can see it's appearing at the top. Once you have watched that video, you know you come back here to um, center. Sorry, on this part, you align to center. I've increased the height. Where is wrong? Okay, so let's increase this height too. So it's at the middle. Let's say 700. Right. So let me put in my text. Control V. So let's increase the text size, style, typography. Let's say 54 and see how big. So this falls under 3 lines. So let's use 64 and see. Okay, I think this is better. Then the weight, let's use black. Very thick. Black is there, yes. 900. That's fine. I think that is all for that. So the next thing under here, we have our text editor. Let me copy. Control C. Come down here. Insert your text editor. Right. Paste it. How many lines? It falls under 2 lines. Something like this. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. What else do we have here? Then we have our button. Now this button, you have to add it inside a container, right? This button will be inside a container. What will I do here? I'll come down to this part to add a container. Yeah, click and drag in a container. Then the height of the container, let's reduce the height of the container. Okay, I will add my button. The first button states let's talk. I'll copy the text, right? Okay, so the next button says learn more. So it means I have to, what do I have to do? I have to duplicate this button. Right click, duplicate. Now it's showing this way. Just click on this part here, then align horizontal, right? As simple as that. Now put in your text. Now the text color is black or whatever color it is. So let's go down to style. Under style, the background color, let's make it transparent. The background color, just reduce the background color. Then your text color, let me use this. Is that a text color? Let me use something dark. Okay, learn more. And under that learn more, we have icon, arrow icon. So you come down back to edit, go down to icon, just type arrow. Which of the arrow do we have? Let's go with this. Is it this or this? I want to be sure. Okay, I think it's this. So insert. So how do you want to paste this before or after? It's before. So we are almost done with this. So let me check our comments. Daniel, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is looking nice. We are getting there. So the next thing I want to add, we are almost done with this side. The next thing I want to add is the icon. We have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Sorry. So I'll come down to this part. Just type social icons under social. Yeah, social icons. Click and drag it in. Right. So we have to reduce the size icon size. Now, if you take notes, there okay. Okay, let's go down to, is it round? Is it square? You want them to be? Is it cycle? So it depends on what you want. Rounded edge. So it all depends on what you want. The column, 2 column, 3 columns, alignment, center. So I think that is that for that. So this particular part, I want to is not in line with this. Is not on a straight line. I want to remove the padding and the margin. So just on link and on link. So it will move back a bit. So let's, I might not, you can color your social icon from this part. Click on your social icon, come down to style. Um, Under official color, click on custom color. So you can give it the color you want, black. I think that is what is there. So and it's somewhere somehow down. So we have to apply a margin at the top. Margin. This part, top margin and bottom margin, 168 and 56 for the margins. So the padding, there's nothing under the padding. So just click on it. Click, come down to advanced, come down to unlink your margin first. Then I think here the top is 168. Yes. Then bottom is 58, if I'm not mistaken. So this is what we have. We are almost done with the hero aspect of our website. We are almost done. So the next thing I need to do is to add my background image. So I'll click on this part, come down to style, go down to classic, then choose my image. Where is the guy? Oh, this is the guy, yeah. So let's insert, right? So we have to use what we call the custom setting. So if you come down to look at what they did here. So let's click here. Please take note. Under this side, for the positioning, they use custom. So for the X position 34, then the Y position is 60. So this is how you get that done. So you come down to position, under position, click on custom position. Then I think X64, right? Is it 64? Okay, X is 34, then Y is 60. 34, 34, 60. Now, you can see it's somehow repeating. I want to use no repeats. Under repeats, no repeats, right? So I need to adjust this more. It's not looking nice the way I want it. So let me adjust somewhere here, something like this. So we are getting there. So you can also adjust the top aspect. So okay. So for this part is looking too up. I want to let's reduce this. Is because our height. I will if you want to get it, you have to increase the height of this part. You have to increase the height. Let's say you increase your layer height to 800. So the more you increase, the more you get this. But instead of doing that, let me reduce this so that this test will come down a bit. Let's use 100 here. If 100 is small, let's use 50. Okay. I think I prefer it this way. It should not be too far from. Okay. Let me increase since the picture is. Let's see use the 168. Okay. Then yeah, I want to reduce this size. Then this part so I can reduce it if I want to. Now you can also apply padding at this side here to make it come down a bit. So come down to advanced, unlink this, the top padding you can put, you can see once you apply the more the padding, the more it goes down. That is one beautiful thing about padding. So I think I prefer, let's go with 80. So I will update. Please hope you are following, please. Okay. So we are done with the hero section. Yes, we are done with the hero section. So the next part is this man here. So I will add my let's go. Let's quickly do this. Let me add my section. I'll click on this. Let me add a single section. Now for the section, the background color, let's get the color style. You can also copy a color code. Just come there, click inside and copy. Let me increase the height. Now style, background, then click on color. Now we'll paste in the color I copied earlier, right? So the next part we have here, we have this test. Don't forget, Control C, um, test header. So under the sparse, drag in your test header. Now you can centralize. You can also add your padding. You can see the padding, or instead of using padding, you can just click here, centralize your stuff. Center and center. So this part I will input, then style, white, typography. Let's reduce to, I think this is better. Okay. So what else do we have here? We have our logos. We have different logos here, right? So let's quickly do this. I think they use the image gallery here. Yes, you can add your image gallery with this. And so let's quickly add that. Then the row for the image gallery, 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so under here, just type gallery, basic gallery. So put it. Then the column, we want 5 columns, right? So we are, the more you work, the more you get used to different tools, right? Now click on this add image. Let's add our image. These are the images. Just hold down on Control key, click, 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 click. 5 images. So create and insert. So we have our 5 images. So let's go down to the settings. They are somehow close to each other, but these, they are like really, this the spacing is different. So let's go down to the spacing. Spacing, let's use custom spacing. So you increase the spacing here. So hope we are getting somewhere. So if you have any questions so far, this whole process is simple. If you can know how to use some of these tools and learn how to work with, if you can read and write, it will be easy for you. Yes, very, very easy. Very, very simple. So this is just it for you. Um, we are not working on the mobile responsiveness now. We'll talk about mobile responsiveness pretty soon, but we're not doing mobile responsiveness now. Mobile responsiveness simply means responsive design simply means it will show well on your desktop, it will show well on your mobile, it will also show well on your tablets. So we have just 3 views here. If you click on this man here, this responsive mode, we have 3. We have for desktop, we have for tablets, and we have for mobile, right? So those are just the 3 wonderful settings we have here. So the next thing we want to do is to apply this, right? We have 2 sections here, 1, 2, right? So we have a full section, which is this. Then inside we have other sections in here, 1, 2, 3. Now, these people did not use container. When they designed this site, there was nothing like container. But now we are using container because it's a new feature in Elementor. So this part we are going to use divider. Now let me show you how divider works. Let me copy the test services. So before that, let me insert my new section. Where is this stuff? So let me insert a new section. This stuff is not scrolling down. Please hope we are still following. Okay, so let me insert my new section. I will go with this. Okay, now I will give it a height. Okay, so we have we have the first column here. So I'll come down to this insert container. I will duplicate it into two duplicate. Or better still, I'm just looking for a more simpler way for us to get this done. Right. I don't want to complicate things for us since we are just starting. So this is a container, this is a container. Then we have three containers here, one, two, three. So in this container, I want to add a container that will contain two containers. So please just follow. It's as simple as it is. So let me start all over again so that you follow the process again. So I will insert a full container, right? Then I will increase the height of my container. So inside this container, I want to add a container that contains two containers, right? So I'll come down here, I'll click in, put in my container. So this container, I want to add two containers inside. So we have a container inside. Then I will duplicate this container, duplicate. So we have one, two. But this container, I want them to be side by side. So I'll click on the outer container, this first container here. So with the outer container, this container, you can right click. Then how do you want them to face? I want them to face horizontal view. So they are now side by side, right? Something like this. One, two. So this first one have divider. So let me add my divider on this part. So I'll come down to my just type divider. This is it. Click and drag it in. So this divider, how do you want it? Is it with this? So once you click with this, we have this. Now, how do you want it? I want it to face left, right, center, and all that. So it all depends on how you want it. So, so I want divider with my desk. I'm so sorry for my dog. Those dogs are really something else. So I will have to reduce the size of the divider. So I want it to be at the left as hand side. So let me add my test, divider test. The test I copy services, right? Um, these are different lines you can use with your divider, different lines. So what we need is just a solid line, right? What else do we need here? So under style, the the thickness, can give it your thickness from this part. Then the gap, let's reduce the gap. So from test, you can work on your test here. So this alignment, I want it to be just at the left. So click on left. So it will appear at the left hand side, something like this, right? At the left hand. So my divider, the line is still too long. So come down to divider, reduce, come down to this part, reduce the line. Please, are we confused? Are we following? David, you're welcome. Are we still following, please? So just reduce the line. And this width is also too much. So let's reduce the weight of the divider. So it's just simple. You know how to work with divider and do your settings. So we have done this. We have done this first pass. The line here is still too long, but when working on yours, you can. So this one now is heading. So I'll come down here, insert my heading inside this first one. Control A, Control V. Oh, sorry, what did I copy? Control C. Okay, so how many lines? It falls under two line. I think it's fine. So the next thing I need to do is this. This part now is a text editor. So I'll copy it. I'll put in inside this next column here. Text editor inside this column. Control V. So we have this. Something like this. You can see that we have space here. So you might want to apply, so we are using this center at the middle, or you can just come down to advanced and apply your padding. Just on link, the top padding, let's say 40, sorry, or you can increase to 80, that is times 2. First time I inserted a section, and inside that section I added two other container. Now I want to repeat the same thing again at this down. So I'll go over, insert a container, container. Now before I put in that, let me quickly set this. How do I want it to appear? I want it to appear horizontal format. Now let me insert my container. So I will duplicate this inner container to 3 parts. One, we have two now. Then the last one, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, something like this. 1, 2, 3. So the first one we have the heading. Just copy, Control C. Put in your heading in the first part. You can reduce the size. Okay, I think this is okay. The next one we have this. Control C. Text editor. Click and drag it in. And the last one we have our button. Now I don't want to start doing button all over again. All I will just do is come down here, right click, copy my button, then come back to this part, right click and paste my button, something like this, right? What they have there is read more. Um, and there's icon, type your arrow, this last one, insert, before or after, think after. Now, since I've done this part, I don't have to repeat all I did here again. So what I'll just do, I will delete these ones, delete, right click, delete. So under here, right click, duplicate 1, 2, and 3. So we have this. So all I just need to do is to change the text. So web design is simple. Just follow the rules and get things done. Web content. Please, are we still following? Are we getting it? David, Daniel, Olaleye, are we getting it? Now we are getting somewhere. So the next thing to do, you should know by now, we have a section. Then inside the section, we have two sections, right? Okay, one is bigger than one. Then we have our test header and all that. So let's get that done. Sorry, let me use this. Let's use this. So let me increase the height. So this one is bigger. Let's give it 670. So once you're increasing this, you also have to work on this. This should be 30. So total makes it 100. So let's quickly insert our image inside image. Where is that man? Okay, this is the man here. Insert. So this is what we have. So there, I will remove the padding and margins. something like this. This part, so you can also remove the padding and margins too if you want to. Yes, to make it very full. Okay. So I want to give it padding here. It's looking too close to this part here. So there is much space here. So let me give it padding, top padding, let's say 80, or let's give 120. So let's play around with the space. Okay. So the next thing we want to add is our text. The title, you can come down here, reduce, you can duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, reduce, make it very small. Then the space is too much. I want to take it up. That is where you now put in your margin. Click on this, take it up, minus. So minus, let's say minus 18. Okay, 16 is looking too close. Okay, minus 12 is fine. So the next thing I need to do, let me centralize this too. Is so under here, I'll come down to justify center. Okay, so the more I put in stuff, the more it goes up. So the next thing I need to do is to put this man here. Let me copy my test title. So we can also duplicate this. Ctrl V. Now we have to add padding to this, top padding and side padding, something like this. Margin, okay, they added margin to it, but you can also use padding. So let me apply padding to this. Unlock, top padding, let's say 60, or let me give it 80. Let it go down a little. Then the left padding, no, sorry, right padding. Want to break the test, let's say 60. Okay, so the text is bigger. I used 200 for the left padding. So let me increase my text, something like this. Please, are we still following? It's about to rain, yeah? It's about to rain, but we're getting there. Okay, so hope we are still following. Is simple. You have to go over it. You have to go watch the video over and over again, right? So the next one, I don't have to repeat this again. All I need to do is to copy my divider. So since we have something similar, um, let's get this done. Let me use this. The heights, increase the heights. So make it center. Sorry, start at center. Okay, I need my divider, something like this. Let me copy the divider from here, the one we used earlier. Right click, copy. Right click on it and paste. Right, so the line is pretty much. So what do we have there? We have about me. Okay, the text about me. Okay, so the next thing we have here, we have this. Control C. Text editor. Um, the size is not as big as what we have here. So I'll come down to style, reduce the size. Now, how many lines? It falls under 1 to 3 lines. So I will have to work um, on my padding. Advanced, click on this. The right padding, let's say 300. 300 is a way too small. 500, 500 is still small. Let's say 800. Okay, 800 is pretty fine. So 3 lines, 1 to 3. You can also increase. Okay, let's say 750 or 700. Then increase the size of my text. Okay, let's make it 750 then. Yes. Okay, so the next thing we have here, we have this. These two. Remember, we had a container. Then inside the container, we had. Um, let's make it horizontal. Then we had another container inside. Then duplicate the container into two. 1, 2, right? So we have this. All these are just dummy tests. Um, Test editor. You can drag in. Control A, Control V. Or did I paste it too high? It's looking longer here. What did I do? Wow. Is it that long? Okay, I think their test editor have columns, 2 columns, 3 columns. But let's see if this one have. Okay, it's also nice now. I've never seen this before. So under test editor, we have columns instead of putting 2 containers. So let's delete this container. It's so sweet now. I'm just saying this. I have not been using text editor that much. So let's put into columns under here. So the columns, how many columns do we need? 2 columns. So something like this. It's so sweet. Nice. All right. So under here, I will have to remove the padding so that to be on the same straight line. So what else do we have here? So the next ones are just we have your tests. Okay, this is lists, icon lists. So let's also have this, the milestone. How many columns do we have? Okay, we have 2 columns here. Let me use the double column. The height, increase the height. Then center. So the first one, we have our heading. You can centralize this, make it come down to center. So what we have here is icon lists. Icon lists. So the more you work, the more you use different stuff. So for the first icon, let's copy the text. Control A, Control C. I'll delete all this. Now I don't need the icon. I'll just come down here and click on delete. Yes, so Control V. So just duplicate it. How many do we have? We have um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, into 4 parts. Now they are somehow too close, so let's work on that. The space in between this, Now divider, there's divider here. You can see it, tiny lines here. So on your divider, something like this. Folder. That is how to get that done. So the next one, I will just delete this, then duplicate this, duplicate, right? So I will just change this one to a word. Words, and you repeat the same test here. Here we have about three. So let me delete one, delete. So update. So what else do we have? So this is just your image, then your test, image and test. So let me quickly get this done. Then we'll call it a day. Thanks for staying to this time. It's not easy to watch watch tutorial. So let me also increase the height. This part is a little bit small. This part is wider. Then yeah, let's make it 30. The same thing we did the other part. 30. Then yeah, 70. Then my son is awake. Let me quickly insert the image. This is it. Then let me bring in my test. I will have to copy this, copy and paste, right? Do the same thing here, copy. So we all know how to fix all this now, please. I want to go and attend to my ball. So this is just it for all what we are doing. So please, if you have any question, please drop your question before we call it a day. This is what we have done so far. Please, let's ask our question. I will join us shortly. Please ask your question. Drop your question, please. I'm coming. Please let's ask our question, please. Please let's ask question. Okay, if there's no question, we'll just call it a day. Thanks so much for staying till now. I really appreciate your time and effort. So, bye. I'll post the assignments on the group now so we can get our assignments done.